Hello, welcome back. In the last episode, I swear to God, we accomplished nothing. We were in a hospital bed and we're still in the hospital. You know what I just realised? I started this Let's Play because I was annoyed at myself for not making progress in South Park and being an idiot in that game. And I made recompense for this by coming into a different game where the game refuses to progress despite how hard I try to. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, in the last episode, I made a hot take. I said that visual novels were kind of they're a unique way to do a detective series. First of all, let me just read this. Looks like there's nothing to do, so we should go. Oh, and I thanked the nurse on the way back here, so don't worry. But like visual novels are like this really interesting way of doing a detective game where like you have to pick the right. I made the joke like last 2 episodes ago about like a visual novel where like you play someone like in a kidnapping situation, and that'd be great. But my favorite, I mentioned that I played a few visual novels before. They're always detective games. That and Don't Make Love. Either detective games or romance games recommended to me by my girlfriend. But my favorite, probably like my favorite video game series ever is Phoenix Wright. I love the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series. I think they're absolutely incredible. Really well told stories, well written. It's like a book that doesn't let you progress until you've found and solved the mystery yourself, and that's incredible. And I like that. And one of the things I was kind of looking forward to in this game, which seems like it isn't really going to be that way, but that's okay, is the fact that there is kind of this underlying mystery. It's an underlying mystery shrouded in Amnesia, which is kind of a cop-out way of having a mystery, but like, I think in general, visual novels can have a really, really nice and interesting approach to solving puzzles and that type of thing. It's kind of like, every social interaction is kind of like a puzzle, and dating is like one big puzzle. Picking the right things to say, getting through arguments, diffusing tense situations, working out how to talk over Japanese voices. It's all crazy. Hello, where to? This is just too much. Maybe I have... One issue that comes up when you're solving puzzles in a visual novel is that I can't necessarily type out the answer, so it's either like, I don't know, or maybe the right answer is here. Maybe I have my home address written down. Just tell him. Looks like I've got no choice. So I feel like both of those answers are going to lead to the exact same route of dialogue. There are multiple endings. I know that the decisions do matter in this game, which I love. I love games that do that. But it seems like that one maybe wasn't. Kishin Doshin. Let's go there. I could explain where to turn from there. Understood. Can I ask, anime is always set in, Tokyo. I'm assuming I'm in Tokyo right now. I'm assuming Kishibushi was, some town in Tokyo, because it sounds, by the fact that there's a single taxi, it sounds like it's like a city. But why are there not, Japan has, all these lovely fishing villages and, these cool little culture of, like Harajuku. Harajuku's the coolest. Oh my god. So, for those of you who don't know what Harajuku is, Harajuku fashion is this, street in Japan where people go, young people go, and they, dress up in, basically Final Fantasy attire, and Google it. It looks incredible. But the entire kind of gist of that street is that people just show up wearing just incredibly amazing clothing and stuff like that, and they look cool and they dress up like actual anime characters. It's just amazing. It's so cool. But set a bloody visual novel there. Get copyright stricken. It'll be amazing. Get a street copyright stricken. Wait, maybe you live with this guy? No. What are you staying at? Let's go. What do you think he works as? Do you think he's got a job? Do you think he's what do you think he does? He could be a model. He could work in a failing paper company as a sales receptionist. He's Jim from The Office. That's this joke. I'm running this one through. It helps me get through the day. Where are you going? Uh-oh, we passed it. You'll need to find your key. Try looking in your purse. See anything. Are you looking for your key or something? This had better be going somewhere. I have it. He has my key. He stole it from me when he was killing me. I hope that's it. I know for a fact this is a guy that George is very attracted to, and I want the plot twist to be she's been massively attracted to a serial killer. That would be that'd be terrifying. I hope it's not that. Why am I joking about this? Oh crap, he's suspicious now. Oh no. The one who lives with me might know I've lost my memory. So it's just one room. Looks like you live alone. Wait, stop it. Plump, if you look around like that, you'll get suspicious. Stop looking at your house, you... you heathen. Plump, I'll clean up, so go make some tea. Oh, he's authoritative. Oh, he's passionate. I like that. Stop making it weird. Orion. Since the hospital allowed you to leave today, that means you can take care of simple everyday stuff by yourself. That's not how dehospitalization works. You should be pampering me. Obeying my every... Anyway, and if you collapse, I'll carry you on to bed. Think of this as a rehabilitation period. Where's the collapse button? How do I find this? This is a fun let's play because I get to roleplay as being like attracted to men. Is this what it's like? This is easy. I don't know what people are talking about. This is the easiest dating simulator I've ever played. What? It's funny actually, isn't it? Where like you play a dating simulator where you need to like romance women. I assume I've never done that ever, but you play like a dating sim where like you need to date a woman and it's like you have to unlock it. You have to like pick all the right dialogue options so that they're attracted to you. And when you're playing as a woman in a dating simulator, you just need to basically pick which man it is that you feel like you like the most and wait for them to wait hand and foot on you. In fact, the only thing I know about this game is the fact that actually that might be a spoiler, so I'm gonna push pause on that joke. But it's just funny to me that like now the second I'm like a woman in a dating visual simulator, it's like every single man is just like, oh don't worry, let me carry your bags for you. Like the worst thing he's said so far is make tea after I've been dehospitalized. Although maybe that's like fulfilling the where like men it's like fulfilling the fantasy of like being able to date someone. For women maybe it's fulfilling the fantasy of like having a man who is like caring and I don't know, this is messed up. I like to think like men can be nice, but I would be much more afraid to date a man than I would be to date a woman. Like we're crazy. Women are pretty crazy too. Everybody's crazy. Humans are just... I recommend against it. That being said, thank you. I love you, George. You're very good, and thank you for recommending this game. But in general, maybe don't ever date people. Except you, George. You're allowed to date people. But everyone else, life advice. Don't get into relationships. Green tea, barley tea, black tea. Maybe you should just ask. Oh, I can actually pick. Is this the first one? Is this how I get the bad ending? Oh, what do you want to drink? Mess. I learned how to say melon soda in Japanese today. That's not even tea. Hilarious. And melon soda isn't something that people normally have at home. Wait, you have some. We still looked out there. Might as well use it. You know, to go back to the whole like Japan and what they do really well thing, Japan do like settings really well. Like, again, Attack on Titan, my main example of an anime that I really like. Attack on Titan is like like an incredible setting. Every single step in the way is like incredibly well told. And I feel like it's a translation problem, but writing in like anime and stuff like that tends to just not hit as hard as the premise and the setting of an actual the story that is in the background. That's probably just like a translation thing, because like remember this was originally in a different language, and some translator had to take someone else's original vision and then like not make it their own, but like language isn't a science. Like translation isn't a science. Translation is an art form, and it's like I don't know. Anyone who like speaks two languages knows that like you can't just like take a word and then put it into the other word. Like Irish is the perfect example. Like the Irish language is like full of like just musical like idioms and like just everything about it is such a melodic like language. But English is very kind of it's academic. Like it's such an efficient language, the English language. Whereas like a kind of an emotional, I would consider Irish to be a very emotional language, and Japanese is too. It's very much like they have words for concepts like yasashi, meaning like a smooth, nice sounding thing, or like I think like like hakoshi is like a kind of a nice internal feeling, and it's like we don't have words for that, and it's beautiful. But like when you have to like manage doing things like that, you can't really translate the humor, especially. You really can't translate that over as well, and that's one of the reasons why humor is so different from like language to language. And it's really it's interesting. It's kind of why I'd recommend learning a language, because you miss out so much of it. You miss out on so much culture if you don't have a full grasp of the language that the culture was written in. This is a very philosophical and linguistically centric episode of a visual dating simulator, but like a lot of people would know of the Divine Comedy, the book of Dante's Inferno. Really, really incredible. Italian I think 13th century kind of, it's kind of like biblical fan fiction where like Dante's Inferno is about this guy who this guy Dante travels to hell and he gets to see all the seven circles of hell and he gets to describe what they are. Hell being like a hot landscape of like torment and pain. That wasn't actually that was never kind of described in the Bible or anything like that. That was all like kind of that was all Dante and his writing from like the 13th century. So that is essentially fan fiction. Same with like the kind of modern perception of angels. I believe that's a Dante thing too. Virgil was meant to be kind of like the angelic guide, but so much reading the Divine Comedy, which I would recommend to anyone. It's incredibly interesting. Anyone who's interested in like Italian culture and really just kind of Christian culture in general. It's a really really interesting part of history. But don't just read it. Make sure you've got like a commentary on it there because the language is so important and honestly beautiful. There are so many incredible sonnets and poems, and the Italian language, the I suppose old Italian language, is really really expressive in how it communicates what it is that it's trying to say. So translation is as I say, it's an art form. It's really not a science. 10 minutes later. Is the tea been made? Have I been able to explain the nuances and historical context of Dante's Divine Comedy in the time it took this one guy to pour some tea and talk about it? That does it. I didn't touch your clothes though, so you can take... Oh, that's very gentlemanly of it. So you can take care of that yourself. Or is this being lazy? I should do that sometime. Next time like someone asks me to put away the clothes, I'd be like, a gentleman never touches the clothes of a woman. And then my roommate will be like... a 35-year-old man. And I'll be like, yeah, but I played Amnesia Memories, so anything goes. I could be a pervert right now and you wouldn't know about it. Is the tea ready? Bring it to the table. I brought some sounds. You haven't had anything to eat since morning, right? You should eat something. He's got a harsh way with words. But he takes good care of you, I guess. Anyway, you should eat. There's a lot you need to ask, but it already seems suspicious. I don't know what you learned. It might work against us. This is going to be a quick time event. Do I have to drink this tea properly or I get the bad ending? Is it poisoned? Did he poison me again? Oh, it's alright, late. I'll go home. He doesn't live here. He had my key, but he didn't live here, and he poisoned the tea. So he's definitely the person who put me in the hospital. I'll go home. He's finally leaving. I'm finally free from all of this anxiety. Wow, this is actually what it is like to date as a girl, I assume. He didn't kill us, we did it! You're probably about at your limit. Nobody will be here to take care of you, so you should just lie down. Just stare at the ceiling. I'll be back. Just think of me for the next 12 hours, 24 hours. 12 hours would be weird. No need to go to any trouble. You're acting strange. I still never got his name. There's no problem if I take one day off from prep. Is that preparing paper and paper sales? Oh, so he also attends a prep... Oh, that's what that means. The hell is a prep school? Anyway, see you tomorrow. Oh, I left the key on the kitchen counter. I'll just be a guest tomorrow. Does he sometimes live here? Is there any underwear lying around? I'm asking for a friend. Oh, you're finally alone. I did it. I beat the first level. Seems like you had a lot of doubts about you, but you avoided being brought back to the hospital. Now that's a successful date. But you seem really tired. You were hospitalised since this morning after all. Of course you'd be tired. That guy was pushing you all the way too hard, wasn't he? No, he made me tea and he's nice and he left his underwear around. This is the perfect man. We need to search around this room, but it feels like your body is at its limit. You should lie down and check yourself on. Honestly, you could, by process of elimination, work out whether or not you're dating this person, where, like, you know, how casual was he? Did he leave a mess? If he left a mess, that... I was going to say if he left a mess, that means he's dating. That's not... It's horrible. It's not true at all. If he cleaned up and he loves you, that means he's dating you. But if your bed's unmade, he's probably dating you. If you've got, like, a piece of clothing that doesn't look like it fits you, he's probably dating you. This is right. This is fun. I want to play this game that I have made in my own head instead of this dating simulator. I'm a lot better at my own game. Whew, let's see what's in your purse. Actually, it's a fun game that I want to play instead. I'm going to end this episode by playing this game. I'm going to leave it at this ellipsis for now. Okay. So you have amnesia, and you are alone in a room, and you need to work out if you're in a relationship. How would you do that? You remember stuff about yourself, like, you know, all of your hobbies, but you don't... No, that's too easy. You just be like, oh, it's a fucking spaceship, and I don't pilot a spaceship. I'm obviously in a relationship. I think I would look at my wardrobe, because I own a lot of clothes of... I've bought a lot of clothes from Georgina. and I'm assuming she has done the same with me. Either that or I've just lost all of my clothes. I would do that. What else would you do? This is fun. You could see if you have any perfume. You could see how... No, that's not true. You'd wear perfume anywhere. I'm also a man. I forget this a lot. I don't own perfume. I own cologne. Cologne is basically just the same thing. I swear to God, I have a cologne that smells exactly like... I'm going to just share this with you. You can identify me. You're going to know who it is now. You'll be like, oh, that guy smells like a peach. It's probably Yoshi. I mean, Winduin. I mean, Zelda, whatever my YouTube alias is. I think I've said my name before. My name is Ocean. Don't find me, please. What was I talking? Oh yeah, right, the thing. If you had like, I don't know, if you had like, you know what it'd actually be? If you were in shape, I honestly think that if you had like a kind of a more like styled body, that would probably mean, but it could also mean that you're more likely to be single because you know you kind of feel like there's a stress to maintain that look. It's like, so like, it's not that like you could be like playing the field, but I think like a lot of the time if you are like kind of toned, it's kind of expected that you are toned because you expect someone to see you naked. Like, am I crazy or is that it? I don't know. Why do other people do exercise? Why do I do exercise? I shouldn't do exercise. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for... Sorry about this. Slightly. The philosophy of this episode kind of descended a tiny bit towards the end. But anyway, thank you for watching. I had a great time. Look at this like infinite zone of men. It's great. I will probably record some more of this. I'm having fun with this. I'm not playing any of the video game. Podcasts are fun. So, yeah. Thank you for watching still. And I hope you enjoyed the visual dating simulator, husbando simulator. I will chat to you again. And goodbye. Thank you.